Good evening. Welcome to Investigator News, and this is the Weather and Lifestyle News Show. And I'm your host, Ellie Holder. And boy, we got a good show for you. Batman, Karen. Batman. Yeah. If I run into this kind of bat, I don't know. I don't think I'd be afraid of spiders. This bat is big. Wait till you see him. I mean, it's almost as tall as me. Maybe even one of the Munchkins. You know, dwarfs, short people. What do you I don't want to say midgets, I guess. Short people. There you go. Remember that song, Short People? Karen, William, do you guys? It was in the 70s. It was like a song named Short People. I'm good at those one hit wonders. I ought to throw it on trivia this week. Yeah, pretty good for a little monster kiddo. Yeah, it's a short monster. There you go, little people. Yeah, because throughout history, why aren't they getting reparations? Everybody picked on them, and their lack of being able to get a job was horrible. I don't want to get political, but you know, they ought to be complaining by now. I heard Judy Garland was pretty rough on them, but I heard they were pretty disgusting. Some of them, yeah. So. Uh, but she took care of him after the Wizard of Oz. Boy, we got history going here. She did take care of him, and I think she had the set, and she had Cairn Terriers as well as Scottish Terriers. So, all right, Ari with his mouth open today. I tried to start it at the very, very beginning, and his mouth is open. No Davis today. Sorry, William. You know, I don't know what to think. They just don't want to put Miss Davis on much anymore. She must have too many fans, and that one head guy's getting jealous. I don't know. I don't like Ari. His mouth's open. He's staring. I'll have to show you guys. That way you guys know what I'm talking about. There you go. I've been staring at that for about 10 minutes. I don't know. And he's close. I have to have all the monitors really close. So he's like sitting next to me and staring at me with that mouth open. All right. So weather. Boy, it's hot. But we went down into the 90s this week, and I was like, the first week of August, we're going to get that 100-degree streak again. And Arkansas does that. We get a streak of 100 sometime in the July, which we got. And I think it was a week and a half, though. And then we always get one again in August. And so here we go. Next week, hundreds. Yeah, I'm going to shut the blinds. Karen, I think we just need to lay around in jammies and eat popcorn all week. Except for I guess I have to dress up for the show. I don't think I could wear jammies in here. It's just an old T-shirt. That's all. So, all right, let's listen to Ari and see what the weather. The weather is frightful, they say.
All right, you guys up in the Great Lakes, be prepared for some severe weather late this afternoon into the evening. All right, damaging straight line wind is going to be the number one threat. We also could see some hail, but these wind gusts, especially, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some wind gusts in excess of 70 miles an hour. There's a lot of wind energy in this area. Also, some pretty big hailstones possible, at least bigger than quarter sized or 1 inch in diameter. Now, the timing on this is going to be, as I mentioned, very late afternoon through the evening. We'll stay pretty quiet through the morning and the early afternoon. And then when you look at the forecast model here, it's this batch of storms that forms around that time frame I was talking about. It's going to be a west to east moving line of storms. Could see a couple of spin up tornadoes as well. That's certainly not out of the question. Then we're going to have some severe weather from that same system on Thursday. That's going to be farther to the northeast, but including some big cities here, Boston, New York, all the way down through the mid-Atlantic, D.C., Baltimore, and Philadelphia.
Karen, oh, look at you, Karen. You're going to get some storms. What do you think? Our heat index will be 100 plus. Yeah, that's going to be us. It's right now. It's not 100 plus. It's like in the 90s plus. Um, I just go out and say it's. I have a friend, very simple. She said it's like Hades outside, and that's what I said. I walked outside and I went, "Nah, it's like Hades out here. Time to go back in. Let everybody else cook out there." Makes my hair melt. It must be all the hairspray, Karen. I mean, my hair just moves like in one piece. You know, I had somebody at the store asked if it was that it was a beautiful wig, and where'd I get it? And I said, no, that's my hair. Oh, we don't want to hear about that. No, 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 no. All right, let's get to something else really good. The heat wave grips Midwest to end the work week. Hot, hot, hot. Hotter than average temperatures, they say. Expand the Midwest to Northeast. It was in the middle of the states in Texas. Now it's moving over to the South and the East. Yeah, hot. Just like Karen said. What'd you say? Let's see. Where was it? Um, there we go. Right there. Hot, hot. But we'll have to see what happens. Today was supposed to be 98 here, but I think we're pushing 99. So, and it keeps giving me these warnings. And um, green and purple. What was that now? What are them? Should I guess? It's a cactus and two people in the office. Well, that's me and Ari. Ari's got his mouth open, staring at me. Is that, I like to figure out Susan's little in those because they're real small. So I'm guessing. Even with my glasses on, I can't even make out what it is. I'm guessing. So I think let's see. It's hotter than the blue blazes of hell. Yeah. Even Babe, the big blue ox. Paul Bunyan. Even Babe melted. Yeah, the blue just rolled right off of it. All right. So it's gonna be hot. Earthquakes. Oh boy. Um, oops. Um, even the earthquakes. All right. There we go. Um, all over the United States. I listened to Dutch Sense, and he's predicting 7 point or greater to hit the globe, and a bunch of fives. And so, I opened it up, and it was like, wow. Those in Illinois, did you guys know you got an earthquake? They didn't. They did not record it for some reason. Dutchsin's pointed that out. It was at like a 2.2, 2.3. Um, and it was, I can't even remember. I'll have to ask Randy if she felt weird and it felt it. It's up around, I think, Chicago, though. So, um, and he did the whole, started off down in um, the Loyalty Islands in Fiji, and he starts there too and goes around the globe. But what it was is we had a big one, a 6.4 in Vanuatu. Now, I'm not sure if that's what he was looking for. It had an aftershock of a 4.9. Um, but that's a 6.4. Now, there was one over on the Bird's Head, the South Sandwich Islands. Me and Karen call it the Bird Head. And for those that want to check out Dutch Sense, um, please do. Um, he's on YouTube and Twitch. So the Bird's Head got it, and that was a 5.3. And then, he was really into what was going on with um, um, South America. Now, they only had a 4.7. Then the islands have settled down, the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico and around there. They're all at the mid twos. Now I'm jumping all over the place here now. Give me a break. All right, so Maumere, Indonesia, 5.1. You go up to the Philippines, they got a 5.2. Now I'm wondering, I'm going to go back because I think this 6.4 is what he was looking for. He was saying real close to Indonesia. Very quiet in Alaska. I want to get to off the coast of Oregon, 3.9. Then we had one in Pillsbury, California, 2.6. Um, Walker, California, 2.6. They just had one in Ridgecrest. Ridgecrest was one of, uh, they had an earthquake. I was in high school, I believe, or junior high. And it was a big one. We felt it all the way to Sacramento. Um, then we have one in Crescent Valley, Nevada, a whole bunch of them here. Um, and then Calenti, Nevada, 3.2. Over to White Cities, New Mexico. We haven't seen them with an earthquake in a while. Um, then we had one in Eunice, New Mexico. So back to back, New Mexico was rumbling. And these aren't deep. So you probably felt them. So if you did, if you guys feel these shallow ones that I mentioned, send me a message and let me know. I want. Uh, oh, she went out. Uh, you don't like the humidity, Karen, do you? You get out of the shower and then you sweat. That's the one that gets me. Is you get in the shower to cool off and you get out and then you sweat, and it feels like you haven't even had a shower. It's all sweat again. Oh, it's rough when the humidity's real bad. All right, so we did have one in Illinois, like I mentioned. So I'm expecting it to go east, and if it goes straight over, I'm thinking, it's going to be what's the state above you, Karen? I'm not real good with the states over there. Was like New Jersey over there that's above you, New York. It could be even higher than that. A lot of the times it goes even up into upper New York and um, New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts, Maine. Um, so we might see one over there. And I kind of get this weird. Uh, we got some lava flow going on out of Iceland. I kind of expect Iceland to do a blast. So it's New York's above you. It might do that because if it goes straight across, that's what it really does look like for lower Illinois on the map. So it could be. I don't know. It might be North Carolina again. They have been getting a lot of them for some reason. Then we had an odd one in as Azerbaijan. I know I said it wrong. Laugh at me, you guys over there, but you guys got a 4.7. But it was very deep, probably like 50 miles deep. So that is it. And there's one up in Alaska, southern Alaska. That was a 2.6. So Alaska's very, very quiet. All right, we're going to move on. Um, I got a lot here. Oklahoma police search for duo and suspected of killing several animals at the pet store. Now, for some reason, this is this a fad or something? Because we had this a couple weeks ago where someone did this, and then I remember the beginning of the summer, someone else did it. Well, now here's another one. They allegedly killed a parakeet, rabbit, plus hamsters. They were stomping on them, pulling them out of the cages and stomping on them. And look, these are kids. I don't know if you guys could see them. I can't blow them up, but these just look like kids. They don't even look like they're in college. They look like high schoolers. Why? Why? Um, they say they wanted a puppy to be brought to them after they stomped and killed parakeets, rabbits, and hamsters. And then they said After meeting the puppy, the man went to the part of the store where the rabbits and parakeets were located. And police said the video shows the man reaching into the rabbit enclosure, holding a rabbit down, looking around, and letting go of the rabbit. And then he stomped on it. And you know what? They're looking for them. And this is a pet land in Oklahoma City. Sick people. Makes you just want to hurt them. Okay, so let's see if I can. Oh yeah, here he is. Um, so uh, Batman. I can't get him to scoot up. Let's see. Oops. Okay, so I have to show you that. All right, so here he is. That is an actual bat, and that's a motorcycle, the back seat of a motorcycle next to him. No, that's not a costume. That's an actual bat. Um, Now, let's see if I could blow him up. There you go. Um, no, I can't push him up any. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Um, it's not going to let me go any higher. So, Batman. Oh boy. So, I know you guys want to hear about this. Um, Social media is going batty for a human-sized bat. Twitter, um, TikTok, all of them. And the snap was taken in the Philippines and showed the bat suspended in a building upside down. Um, they have human-sized bats in the Philippines. Weird, but it's true. However, some Twitter users doubted the apparent dimensions. And one believed that the bat is positioned actually a neat photograph trick. Others thought it was photoshopped. One person claiming the shadow is not casted. But um, so here's another picture of some other smaller bats they have, and not the same size, but they say the light source is a small square hole in the roof on the slot side of the wood. It's illuminated, they alleged. But lo and behold, the bats are life size. What about a coconut crab? Would they believe that? Or do they believe the coconut crab is just photoshopped? So there you have it. Batman. That's the true Batman. I wonder if they're mean. I would like to see one awake and see how it responds to people, whether it would attack or not. It doesn't say anything about it. So, no, all right. So, let's get on to the bald eagle that was stuck on the side of a tower. And this was it was a satellite tower, but it was super, super tall. And the bald eagle was rescued from a communications tower, they say, in New Jersey. The rescue team spent hours helping the bald eagle, and it got itself on an electrical tower. Um, well, hopefully I can. Let's see if we can get this. All right, there we have it. The bald eagle rescue. Um, uh, the meteor shower's coming up, and this is mid-August. It's usually the 12th, 13th, when the moon will be at 10%. Will be the best time to see the meteor showers. Me and the kids used to lay out in the front yard and watch them. We'd, take snacks out there, and we'd throw a blanket or get the lawn chairs, the lounge ones, and lay out and watch meteor showers. Do this with your kids. It's fun. And if you could get a simple telescope, do that because sometimes you can catch them. Um, Friends in high places matter. Um, I want you know what um, uh, let me finish this up, and I'm gonna go back to Batman because Karen made a good point, a real good point. That was in New Jersey, wasn't it? That bat? No, that was in the Philippines. I'm sorry. What if someone brought one over? Okay, let me get back to this. Um, um, so you say there's a lot of people saying, "Well, I'd be able to see it if I live in um, Arizona or in New York." The best thing to do is like the 12th and 13th when the moon is at its darkest, and lay out. Turn off lights. Try to find like a darker place, or up in the mountains is a great one. Take the kids up to just to watch the meteor showers. All right. So Batman. Karen asked a really good question. Um, and if you guys have questions or comments, jump on in and say something. Um, she said, "I wonder if it's related to Mothman." Now, Karen, can you imagine this being Mothman? I mean, if you think of Mothman and the drawings that people had, the originals. I want to go back to the original. What was it? Two couples that seen it and it was chasing them. It could have been one of these bats. No one's ever looked for the bat. They were just looking for some type of mythical. I don't know. I don't know what they're looking for. A moth. What was one of them? Phoenix. Some of those prehistoric birds that are still around. You. It could have been huge. Um, Vultures. Have you seen the size of vultures? They're like 4 feet tall. It could have been that. But she did have a good point. She did have a good point. Um, everybody has always wondered what's in a hot dog. What's in a hot dog? Yeah. The big thing about it. And basically, um, people have been obsessed because they think there's something going on with how they do hot dogs. So I'm trying to get to the point, get to the spot. Um, Basically, it is the classic hot dog is pork or it's usually beef, and they purify it and then they put it into casings. Now I know they add special seasoning. You just have to look at the package and see what it is. Um, and a lot of people are, oh, they put these chemicals in them. Yeah, we'll get cheap hot dogs. Find the hot dogs that's has a lot of beef in it. If you don't want the chicken hot dogs, because they do the same thing with chicken and turkey. And can you imagine what they're going to do if they want to make bug or plant hot dogs? I hope those aren't out yet. Or sausage, with the pork. Uh, they have smoked hot dogs. All that is a little bit of liquid smoke that you can buy in a bottle. Yeah. So, uh, who cares about the hot dogs? All right. I know it's July. Let's talk watermelons. Yellow watermelons. How many people get the yellow watermelons? Because they don't have seeds. That's the one thing I like about the yellow watermelons. And they're hard to find this year. Also, we have some of the best here. Hope watermelons are some of the best. And for some reason, I love the watermelons here more than I did when I lived in California. And I don't know. And then you go to Walmart and you get the ones they cut up. It's like, what the heck happened? Did they find a watermelon from Texas or something? Because it's not real sweet, and I don't know. But if it's homegrown here, where they have the stands, They got some great watermelons. Karen, do you ever get any? Or is it because, because when you live with, alone or two people, it's so hard just to, you want watermelon and you go and you look at the halves or the quarters, they just don't look good. And a great big one is too much. You can't freeze it, you have to eat it, you know. Uh, but they got the little ones too. I find those are about the best because then you split it in half and eat it like a bowl. All right, let's get over the watermelon and hot dogs and move on. Poison ivy. Uh, I don't know how many times I've had someone do my backyard and they get a hold of that. I guess it's called sumac. They say it's 3 leaves, and I go out and I look, and I'm like, I don't see any, and I'm all over the backyard. I don't break out, and my computer guy, and he says, you just walk through it. But I remember as a kid, I used to just walk right through poison ivy, and where my sisters would go through it, they'd be itching, and the calamine lotion came out. But there was a time I did get it, so I don't know, but um, uh, if you're caught off guard in your backyard or on a hike and don't know anything about it, boy, I got the video for you. Um, Lots of videos today. I liked Batman better. I like the Batman story. Boy, life of man-sized bat. Boy, it just makes you itch, huh? Boy. So stay out of it. They say it's worse in the summer heat, especially in areas with high humidity. So, Karen, boy, you're on your way. The kids get into everything. Kids get it all, and then you hang out with them and you get everything. Um, they have found. Oh boy. Um, Everybody seems to see the black widows. Well, all of a sudden they're saying that they're seeing a new type of black widow. And people are thinking these are just regular spiders, and they're not. These are brown black widows that they've been finding all over this country. And they said basically grassy areas or farms or not really dense forests. It's more grass areas or where black widows and usually hang out. Folks, this is deadly. So be careful. If you see a brown spider, don't just assume it's just another spider, they say. It could be one of these brown ones. Um, so be careful. Be careful. Ooh, brown ones. I was already looking for black ones because I got a lot of them in my backyard. And so I have to get out there and make sure and spray. But I've seen brown spiders, but I hadn't paid attention. So keep an eye out for them, folks. Um, um, Baby monitors, folks. Golly, these perverts. I hate to be like that, but a baby monitor hacker stole nude images of kids on social media with the baby monitors. Or even if you got one in your room, they're able to hack and see. It's these ones with these cameras now that they can watch their babies. We'll come to find out the hackers have been able to get in and look through baby monitors as what's going on with your kids and their rooms. Be careful. On this day, there, there was all kinds of stuff. Um, one was today was basically in history. Let's see what year it was. Um, 1943, Los Angeles seen a major smog bank. They said it was a hellish cloud that descended on the city, and they didn't know what it was. And then it stayed. So that was the first time they seen smog. Uh, Weird, huh? Um, let's see, there was another one. American with the big one was the American with Disabilities Act was signed into law by President George H.W. Bush. Uh, and the legislature provided equal right protections to individuals with physical and mental disabilities. And that was in 1990. Um, Now, I told you guys about the over there in Indonesia, they're going to stop doing the dogs and cats. Well, of course, they got mad and they sent them over here because it was PETA and a bunch of us and tourists, American tourists, and people from around the world that didn't like this. Well, 20 dogs have been saved from China's meat trade and they're going to be placed in homes. Um, they say these animals will fly into Los Angeles on Tuesday, and it's 16 golden retrievers, two corgis, a poodle, and a Malamute that was saved. Um, and there, it doesn't really say how to get a hold of these people, but um, uh, there's still more. There's going to be more coming. So see if you can find it online because I didn't. Um, they say that the CRD, SPCA International, are the ones that's doing it. So look it up, and it would be SPCA International for the Golden Retriever, and these other dogs are going to. So if you want to save one of these dogs, go for it. Then let me know because I'd like to hear about the rescue. Um, all right, so the funny post. Well, you know what? Um, this is a funny facts. Just real facts, and it's impossible to lick your elbow. Well, yeah, and the other one is you can't if you plug your nose. I wonder how many of you guys are going to try that one right now. I don't know. Everybody will say they can do it, I bet. This one's kind of strange but true. Turtles are able to breathe through both their backsides. Gorillas are some of the most fascinating animals on the planet, but do you know that their scientific or official name? It's a gorilla. At least that's the Western lowland gorilla is known as. So it's not gorilla, it's gorilla. That sounds like Russia. Gorilla. Yeah. The poor fellow may have been acting critically, Steinbeck said. Why? Because of Mice and Men, one of John Steinbeck's classic novel, almost didn't make the publisher. And why? Because his dog ate his first draft. Huh. Estimated that the average of fart travels at a speed of 7 miles per hour. Boy, they're supposed to be funny facts now. Maybe one of these will get you laughing. What is an almond? An almond is technically a peach, or at least it's in the same species and family. It's part of the peach family. One of Barry Manilow's most focused songs is I Write the Songs. Guess what? He didn't write it. The concept of periodic table first started life in a dream. While in Kentucky, U.S., make sure you never carry ice cream in your back pocket. It's illegal in that state. Okay, all right. No one is entirely sure why a duck quacks or produces no echoes. A duck cannot echo. Bank robbers apparently are a weekend pursuits. Statistics show that over 50% of them take place on a Friday. Yeah, because then they can go spend the weekend with all that money. This is perhaps more disappointing than funny. On the contrary to the popular belief, in individual colors and food like Fruit Loops, cereal all tastes the same. Sorry to spoil that. Yep, they're not different fruit flavors. They're all the same. It's just food coloring. All right, folks, that's it. We'll be back tomorrow with more weather and lifestyle news. Subscribe, hit that like button. Everybody seems to like the show. So share it with a friend, a family member, and tell them about us. Tell them to come in and get a smile and maybe take a look at Batman today. Yeah, Batman. I'd love to put it on the front of the page of the show. That'd be cool. All right. We're coming up is me and William with World War III. So come on back in about 20 minutes for me and William. All right. You guys have a wonderful Wednesday. Happy hump day. You know what? Go get a camel. Is it one lump or two? Hmm. We'll never know.